All right, welcome back, everybody. HSC podcast. We're in our sports edition, podcast number 200. What a monumental thing. I know we're not the biggest podcast in the world, and we're not viral, whatever it is, but it was kind of cool when we did 100. It's really cool now that we're at 200. And views keep to go up. Our watch time's going up, and a lot more comments. People, tend to like the content. So I appreciate everybody watching. And if you're seeing this now, we could definitely use the support. So please subscribe, check us out. You probably might not like every topic we hit, but we do hit some good topics, especially in our sports segment. And then stick around afterwards, and you can see it on the channel. You'll see the movie segment, which happens to be real popular right now. This is where we're getting a lot of our views and watch time. So appreciate that as well. And I can't stress enough comments. Like if you can comment, we love to follow up on comments, and I react to all the comments and have some good chats with people on their comments as well. So please comment. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. A monumental 200. So let's get into it.
Woo.
So sports segment. Not a ton happening on what we normally talk about, but obviously big sports things happening with the World Cup, right? We've been talking about it since it started. One of the biggest things, sports wise in the world, because most of the world is huge into soccer, where here, where football, NFL, there's tons of soccer fans in the US. So let's not get that wrong. But primarily it's we call football football, and they call football soccer football. So it was a good tournament. I mean, I watched probably more soccer than I've ever watched, I think, this year with this World Cup. And US goes out early. I wasn't mad about that because, again, I'm not a US soccer fan. I actually like watching the other teams, especially some of the smaller countries. What
Well, they
stuck
still
out
made
for
it to
you?
the top, like the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. That's good, right? But everybody
Or
expects more from the US, though, right? It's kind
yeah,
of that.
but for soccer, that's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad. So, what stuck out in the tournament for you? Like, what was good?
Oh, well, I mean, well, spoiler alert, like talking about the championship game, but man, Spain's defense. Defense wins championships. They don't give up goals.
In soccer too, right? I mean, we talk about
Yeah.
all the time in football, but man, they really dominated the whole tournament with defense.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they gave up a goal through they get like I think they gave up one in like the qualifiers, but in the like bracket tournament, they did not give up a single goal.
That's amazing. It feels, I guess it can feel like it's boring to watch for some people, but it's also like if you like that about the sport, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, because it's intense. It was 0-0 in extra time.
I know. That's for me because I had put money on Argentina to at the beginning of the tournament to win. So now we're at the end of the tournament. There's no goal scored. It goes into extra time. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And just sweating it out. And then Spain, their passing is amazing though too. If you look at how many passes attempted that they have throughout the game, they really move the ball really well. Clearances, things like that. Argentina, I feel like, was more like they kept winning at the end sometimes, kind of what people call maybe getting lucky or the refs helping them out or things like that. Where Spain, I think, was more consistent throughout the tournament.
Well, it felt like Argentina relied heavily on their talent, but they didn't play really well. I mean, they didn't play as a team very well. It was like, oh, we got some talented guys in here who can will us to victories. And that's kind of what happened. Whereas in Spain, that was like a team.
Right, right, exactly. Like they definitely played together. But you do have Messi, right? I mean, so you do have, and so speaking of comments, one of the comments in one of our previous, and which I thought was interesting, I think the commenter was just saying, "Hey, Messi's the GOAT," and I was like, there's definitely an argument for that, and he's like, "No argument, like 100%."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Not even Pele?" Like, I mean,
Well, that's the thing. He's probably young. I mean, we got to talk like Pele, Maradona. There were other greats before Messi, and even like
Ronaldo, right?
Ronaldo.
Right. That's a great argument, right? To Messi current. Like I've seen this back and forth in this World Cup, people making comparisons to their stats and back and forth. And I've always been a huge fan of both of them as far as in our lifetime of soccer. They were kind of the two guys. So
Yeah,
definitely,
this list I pulled up, yeah, they have Messi, Maradona, Ronaldo, Pele. That's the
right.
top four.
Yeah. Like, Messi's such a good ball handler. And Ronaldo, I think, has more goals, when you're talking about like total games and things like that. He scores a lot more, but and I think Messi had more assists. And so they kind of have a slightly different style as far as numbers go that way. But I didn't watch a lot of Pele except highlights, things like that as you watch him play. And man, he was really good.
Yeah, him and because Maradona was back then too. He was so those two like, and that's the thing is we weren't soccer people, but we know those names.
Right. Which really says something about, how good they are. And then it's that longevity of you still talk about them as a great player, as one of the greatest players, and so they're hanging on to that. And speaking of Messi, because you brought this up too with Argentina and their sportsmanship.
Yeah, what kind, they at the end of the game they started a fight. Then when Spain was getting their trophy and everything, they turned their backs to him. And then they didn't do the press. They
Right.
just like got butt hurt and left, like little spoiled brats.
Even during the game, they played extra rough. They had a red card in the game, but if you watch the game, they were a little dirty, in their play, which that's a sportsmanship thing, right? I mean, I get it, you want to win, but you still don't play dirty. Uh, and then I've seen a lot of videos of Messi, which makes me kind of a less of a fan of him, of how he treats like fans and things throughout his career. Just in general, and other players too. Like a lot of times, like in basketball or soccer, obviously all these sports, you go out, you're getting ready for the game, you're talking to the opponent, you give them a high five, or you're like, hey man, shake their hand, even if you don't like them, you're like, hey, have a good game or something,
Yeah.
you know. And there's just videos and videos of him he just doesn't do it, doesn't help people up, and there was a compilation of Ronaldo versus him in some videos where you're watching them where you're like, one looks like kind of a nice guy, the other looks kind of like a dick.
I mean, although that's the thing is like thinking of like the 80s basketball, that's what you wanted your players to be.
Right. Yeah.
It's like no mercy. We're out to win. But that, I mean, but then like when you lose with grace.
That's the big part, right? Or even before the game, you're not necessarily like, that way. You could be that way during the game, but before the games, and the way you, like you said, interact with the press and the fans and things like that, that matters. So, but still, it was cool. It was fun to watch. I think the most goals scored or something like that in World Cup in a while. So there was a lot of scoring. The England, France third place game was
Yeah.
crazy. 10 goals. I mean, and France they come back, and then England puts them back away, and what a surprise! England beats France again.
Did they? I thought France won.
No,
Oh, really? I thought
yeah, no. England jumped out real early on them, and it looked like it was going to be a
oh, you're
blowout.
right.
And then,
I was just because Mbappe won Golden Boot.
yeah, right, he wanted it. He did. Well, and I don't think Kane played. If because I watched the game, but I don't think he ever got subbed in. What's funny is I stopped watching it because I thought it was going to be a blowout, and I turned it back on and France had like hits like two goals in a row, and it's like, oh my god, they're going to come back, and then England finished them out.
Yeah, interesting. Why didn't Kane play?
I don't know. I just
Oh, he was on the bench.
yeah, he just didn't play.
Hmm, I guess, well, that's even then if you feel like you're an England fan, you're really mad
Oh,
because you beat France without your best player, but you couldn't make it to the finals.
yeah. Yeah, they had Argentina too. They could have beat them. They should have beat them. I think that's kind of like the disappointment loss, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I didn't want to play.
But I don't know. I just felt Spain was on a different level
Yeah,
defensively. I thought they were going to stop everybody.
yeah, they just did a great job. So congratulations to Spain there.
España.
And we don't have to watch soccer again for a while.
Yep. We did our due diligence.
Uh, so speaking of sports and ESPN, you brought this up. I really hadn't been paying attention until you brought that up. I did see a lot on the Ryan Clark stuff, but I didn't realize like ESPN, pretty extensive amount of layoffs here.
Well, it's kind of one of those things they do it every year type of thing. But they also, because they now own NFL Network, which is ridiculous because like Good Morning Football sucks now. It used to be an awesome show, but now it's been ESPNized. Um,
ESPN,
but what was it? Yeah, Belisario.
yeah, yeah, because he was an NFL Network guy, right?
Yeah, insider, because Schefter can't have any inner insiders there, I guess.
He had to get rid of his competition. They're like, stop listening to other people. I'm the only one.
I mean, and then like said, well, like Carl Ravitch, I kind of understood because they don't have baseball anymore.
Right. And
They're
he's
not going to
been
have baseball, so
forever, right?
and then it's like, and then I'm like, Cam Newton and Ryan Clark. I'm like,
Ah, I like Cam Newton. He has some wild takes from
yeah,
time
but
to
that's
time.
the thing. They're both. I don't like hot, and that's why I just don't like ESPN anymore because it's like just hot take central.
Right. That's the problem, right? They're just trying to get clicks now. It's not about reporting sports anymore. It's about who can have the wildest, hottest take that's going to go viral. You
Right.
know,
And then like what I heard for the Ryan Clark one was because of what he said to Peter Schrager is what put him on the hot seat. Did you hear that one?
what do you say?
Oh, this was like months ago. But Peter Schrager was saying something and Ryan Clark basically pulled the you never played.
No,
So your opinion doesn't matter type of
right,
thing.
right. But yeah, but he's like that though.
But
And
I
you
mean it's like Peter Schrager's a pretty like likable guy, a
yeah.
well-known guy that was like, and I get it, he was on NFL Network, but he probably saw the tea leaves that ESPN was going to buy him out, so he left.
Yeah. And you kind of you I think if you didn't know what you were getting with Ryan Clark, then you shouldn't have hired him
Right.
because he is that way. He's very arrogant. Like I don't know if you've seen him in other podcasts and stuff. Like even to other players, ex-players.
Well, yeah, I kind sometimes would watch the one he has with Fred Taylor and
Mhm.
Crowder, but Crowder and Taylor are cool, but yeah, Clark just gets annoying.
Yeah. So not mad about that at all.
Plus, he's a Steeler, so that's another.
It's and then obviously ESPN comes out, and I think they talked about restructuring, like you said. You know,
But that's the thing is they paid Stephen A. Smith, they paid McAfee. I guess the Golics are both coming back. It's like they always do this
right?
where they cut a bunch of people, then bring other people back in or do everything or pay other people. It's like, I mean, in life, when you get our age, you realize corporations don't care about you.
No,
There is no such thing as loyalty.
less and less these days, right? And I know Pat McAfee's popular, and I don't dislike him in the sense, but he's also changing too, and that's what bothers me. Like when people get more popular, they start to change the way they do things and speak about things, and it's like you never would have said that when you were first coming up, and
Right.
then and again, it seems like the hotter his take is, the more popular he gets.
Right. Yeah, see, that's like some of the people, and like she gets so much flack, but she's not like a hot take person. But maybe it's because she's a woman or anything. But Mina Kimes says a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But she's not like she'll actually talk, and like Orlowski will be like, I can't even think of his. Mendoza's not the best quarterback in this draft
Right.
class. It's Ty Simpson. The tape doesn't lie. I'm like, what tape are you watching?
Always like there's so many times when you're like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Like what tape are you watching? That's real the real question. This dude
And
sees things his own way. Like he doesn't even see end zone lines.
exactly, to pull the Ryan Clark. It's like, why should we listen to you about quarterback play?
Oh, that's hilarious. But again, I mean, I'm just not in ESPN like the old days. So do I even really care? I mean, probably not, you know.
No, that's what's sad is yeah, because it was used to be like around the horn PTI, like prime time,
Old
Sports
school
Center.
Craig Kilborn.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even do the cool ESPN Sports Center commercials anymore.
Yeah. And I don't, man, I just am not a Scottman Pelt fan either.
But he's old school though.
He's a little old school, which I kind of like. But again, I just think that he adjusted too much to, the new style. Like if you would just stay what you are, man. Just be what you are, you know? But I guess that's the way it is. That's why they're there and I'm not.
Yep. And everyone's like, who do you think you are to say
Right.
anything?
Like you've never been a commentator in your life. I'm like, dude, I got a podcast. But if they
You've
want to
never
compare,
been to Bristol in your life.
but let's compare prediction numbers.
Yeah.
We've gone down that road. Okay, and then two other things that we wanted to hit real quick here. One, MLB, it came in the All Star break. You'd mentioned the home run derby. I really thought Schwarber was a lock, but apparently
Well, that
Jordan.
was the thing. He should have. And then like you're like, I'm watching him like Jordan Walker's in there and he's like, oh, he's choked. And then I saw it's like home run, home run, home run, home run, home run. It just didn't stop.
I know that's what I do like watching the home run derby for that reason. When guys get on streaks, that's one of
Yeah.
the most fun parts of watching a home run derby.
Well, and then I like it. It's like he won, and I think the prize was more than his salary for the season.
That's crazy.
Because he's like, and well, that's the thing with MLB, like in your first few years up in the league, you don't make as much.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, and I didn't realize that what you're saying. He homered six straight in a row.
Yeah.
That's wild. And then wins by one.
Yeah. I was so mad because on my MLB The Show game, if you pick who wins and stuff, you get like different packs or whatever. And I had Schwarber, and I'm like, okay, it's in the bag. And I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, that's great. Just in general, how do you think MLB is going so far? Like this is technically the half, right? Do they
Yeah.
do it right at half?
Yeah. I mean, it's going good. I mean, you got good stories. You got the Braves are back. You got the Mets are in a downward spiral again, like usual. The Red Sox have started on a winning streak now. Um, the Brewers are doing good. The Dodgers are doing good. The Yankees are doing good. The but this thing about baseball too. You'll have a team right now who's doing good who will just flatline and tank. They
Right.
will just start losing.
So who do you think that team is? Like who's up there right now that you would be worried about?
Let's look at the standings here. It would probably be a team like I gotta check to see where the Twins are.
I mean, because I've been watching quite a few games, and like the Brewers. They look pretty solid to me.
Yeah, Brewers though that they are the well now the Dodgers are, but they have the best record right with the Dodgers. But they both have Dodgers have 64, Brewers have 63 wins. Um, the next closest is 58.
Yeah,
But a team like the White Sox, I could see them falling off. They're first place right now. They're super overachieving.
but they do have a pretty good differential too. It's not as good as like the Dodgers, the Brewers, but um, it's not bad. It's probably like top 10.
Yeah, I mean, teams like the ALS teams, Mariners, Rangers, Astros, one of them might start dipping down. It's crazy. Like the Blue Jays are in last place in their division. The Mets, with all their moves, are in last place.
Yeah, Blue Jays are kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
The You're right though about the West in the sense that like the Rangers, tied with the Mariners for the lead. The Rangers been super inconsistent. What about the Cubs? How do you feel the Cubs? I mean, PCA, he's kind of on a little bit of a hot streak.
Well, I like the Cubs I knew would be a playoff team, but I thought the Brewers would still take that division. The Reds have been just the Reds already started to just like
Yeah.
well,
So I mean, overall, kind of still feel like the Dodgers are the favorites. And I'm sure you do because you're
yeah.
the big Dodgers fan. How cool if you get the Dodgers again, and then the Knicks.
That's what I mean.
You're not getting the Raiders though. You know that,
Yeah.
right?
But that's it's kind of a crazy time, and people will be like, if they were to just were like, this guy's a bandwagon guy. So I've had two Dodgers World Series, a Knicks championship, and a Gators college basketball
Oh, right.
championship,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
within 2 years.
yeah. Your teams are. It's good. It's been a good 2 years for sports for you, except the Raiders.
Well, and then at least with the Raiders, there's hope.
Oh, right now, yeah, absolutely. You got you great young core, that they're building up. So that's at least it makes it fun to watch, right? It's like
Right.
when the Bears got all the picks, I knew they weren't going to win, but you kind of feel them coming. You're like, oh, now I can not be as mad every game.
See, I'm you right now 2 years ago.
Right. Right. Yeah. So maybe in a couple years you'll be right there. They'll be right there.
Yeah.
And then of course, we'll have to get into fantasy here soon, right? Talking about fantasy draft, like who to draft, things like that. Can't wait, man! I can't wait for football.
I think it was like 51 days till kickoff.
Yeah,
Well, what is Butkus's number?
yes, 51.
Yeah, so 51 days. I saw a picture and it was Dick Butkus, and I said,
What a man! It seems like it takes forever, but then all of a sudden it's there. It's like you're waiting, but then you're like, oh man, it's there. We're back. But we do have
well, gosh,
a game right soon. That's not that far away.
yeah, it's 2 weeks,
Yep.
August 6th.
We don't talk about this a lot. We got to talk about this though, because this to me, it's always been amazing. But so, did you see the new world record for the mile?
I saw someone broke it, but I didn't like read about it.
Yeah, so I actually watched it. You could watch the whole video of it, and it's not that long because the dude runs it in 3 minutes and 42 seconds or something like that.
Are you kidding me?
It's ridiculous, dude. First of all, I mean, it was already fast, right? I mean, they're already ridiculously fast, but to break it by that much, and then you watch them run, and I'm a pretty fast long distance runner when I do run. I don't jog, right? I run pretty fast, and I run like a 6 minute mile, and I'm pushing it right as hard as I can, and he's doing it in half the time almost. That's so insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you watch it, he looks like he's sprinting the whole time. You're like, dude, this guy gonna stop like sprinting?
Well, if you're going to do it in that time, you got to sprint the entire time.
I
You
mean,
got to see, that's the thing is, even though it's just a mile, which, dude, for an average person, a mile's a lot.
right,
But like, if you're doing just, you have to have, everyone thinks a sprint, but you do have to have endurance and speed.
right.
And it's like, you have to have the lungs capacity to do that.
It's for me, it feels like a determination thing. Yes, you're right. You got to have speed. You got to have endurance. You got to have lung capacity, but you just got to have sheer will. Like
Yeah.
you just got to be willing to do what nobody else is willing to do, which is like feel like you're going to die.
Yeah.
Because at some point, when you're running that much, that fast, that long, you're just like your body's like wants to stop, it wants to give up, and you're just pushing and pushing and pushing. It feels like also Tour de France is happening right now, right? And I watch these guys, same thing. I'm like, this is insane. Like, how do these people do this?
Right. Well, that's the thing too. It's like they do it and then they rest. And you know this, like your muscles swell, and then you have to go back out there and do it again and then do it again.
I was watching this one thing about this guy who he got like tested. They woke him up or had made him come in the middle of the night for a test, and then he had to get back up a couple hours later and go ride. I'm like, that's messed up. So they're like, hey, we're gonna test you in the middle of the night or something, and then you're gonna go ride again in 3 hours. But it's the same way with me watching that. Like it's just insane. But that for people watching, it's worth just watching a 3 or 4 minute video because it's just phenomenal.
And it gives you motivation. You're like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I need to get out there and
I thought, at my age, I'm pretty good. Obviously they're younger than me, but it's like I'm like, oh man, that's a pretty good fast mile, but that's not comparatively.
he almost lapped you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. Like when you put it in your head and you start thinking about it, like I am just, and I'm not running like multiple 6 minute miles. Like if I'm doing like a 3K, 5K or something like that, my times go down, 7 minutes, sometimes 8 minutes or whatever. But I'm like pushing hard to get a 6 minute mile. Like that's me
He,
struggling.
he's pulling a Captain America. He's like, on your left. He's just running by you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, we don't talk a lot of track, we don't talk a lot about other sports, but man, that's really awesome. All right. Well, any other key big sports topics want to hit here before we
I don't really think it's kind of a lull, right? I mean,
we're in that and we talk about this every summer, right? This is our movie time, and it's probably why we have so many it's like it's crazy. If I look at our channel, it's like tons of views for sports during March Madness, tons of views at sports during the beginning of football season, and then summer's just killing in the movie segment.
yeah.
So that's what it is, right? We're in that lull, but NFL will be back shortly. So I think, and NBA ended too. So that's kind of a big thing. We've talked NBA, but not as much as we did this year.
Champs.
And of course, you got the champs. Um, and we didn't talk WNBA a little bit earlier, and WNBA is rolling up in their season. Obviously, all the still like why so much drama? Like,
I mean, I don't know. And then we got to talk, Carl Anthony Towns
oh
and
yeah,
the WWE.
It's funny when even like my wife shows me that, right? She's like, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "I did see that actually, but that's awesome that you did."
Yeah, I mean, because think about it, like they talk about in like wrestling, oh, this guy's 7 foot, but then like Cat's a true,
Oh, he's a big dude.
so, and he like picked them up, just
Yeah,
boom.
he did a good job. I mean, it was great, really. I mean, and some, people talk about Cat being soft sometimes, and I know it's wrestling and it's not, real, but it doesn't matter. Like to pick a dude up and choke slam him like that, and then two in a row and hit the table perfectly. Like he had great accuracy on the
Yeah.
slam. He did it all really well. Like it was cool to watch. It's fun to watch.
Yep. See, and now you know the world of Danhausen.
And that guy, I mean, come on, he just made out like a bandit.
Yeah. Well, did you realize? Okay, so this is the dude is he had the Hurricanes, so he picked hockey,
Yeah.
he picked the NBA, and then he had Spain.
Oh my gosh, dude. Here's the thing. Will he get MLB and NFL now?
Right. Because that, like, the WWE is like, dude, you got to keep going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, they're gonna ride this pony all the way in. Slim pickings. I thought you were doing the thing. The thing. You ride it all the way into town. Oh, that's great. No, good call out there. All right. Well, we'll wrap up sports segment there. Don't forget to stick around for movie segment. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll come back, more sports topics. Got NFL coming up. So keep following us and check it out. And we'll see you next time.